that is not the St. Anne water tower. I found, you know, the smaller tower that you can see hiding behind the 8 Mile hump.
Yeah.
I found that one too.
Okay. Well, we'll look. We can look at the water towers. That's fine. But I wanted to point something out here, if I can.
All right.
Hold on. Actually, it looks different now all of a sudden. No, there it is. Like you can see to the left of, like it looks like the bascules. Looks weird. If you look left of the bascule, can you see my screen at all?
No. I mean, all I'm seeing is the picture of the plane in front of the moon.
Oh, yeah. Let me share my screen. Like just to the left of the bascule, there's like something. I don't know if the bascule's open or it's kind of weird looking. Don't recognize it. I'll compare it to the other stuff.
I think it might be.
Well, the weather, the atmosphere is warming up, and it is clear down there, but it's still not as clear as I wish it was. And it looks like maybe around 3, it'll be the best seeing conditions. I don't know. We'll see. I wish I had some more definition. It just feels like it's too soft still, even.
Yeah. What's weird is on your video, the water tower is just above the.
Yeah, we're gonna line that up here in a second. Hold on. As soon as I get my camera set up.
Mine's a hair to the left of yours.
So I'm going to adjust this slightly. Oh yeah, I also have to format my I just put a fresh SD card in there. Give me 1 second on that. All right. And let's see if I can get any more definition out of it at all. Right there is it. I don't know if I'm getting more than that. strange. In movie mode, it actually gives me a live preview and screen on a viewfinder. It's weird.
Huh.
Not sure what it's doing there, actually. Seems a little herky-jerky to me. Put it back in automatic and then record from here and see what it's like. It's like not streaming very well from the camera. Strange.
Huh.
I'll just leave it like this for now. Clean up the display. Good enough.
All right, now I got mine set up the way I want it.
All right. I might take the Barlow off. I think it's a little bit too much glass.
Probably.
I'm just going to let that go for the moment while we look at this. Let's see. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I think that's crushing my processor at the moment.
All right.
And then that's what I wanted to pull up Google Earth, and I think that might actually also crush my processor. But
Yeah.
I wanted to show you something because I've already looked at this, and it's definitely the St. Anne's water tower. And I was going to show you how I lined it up. All right, I'm going to attempt to screen share. I got so much sitting on my processor right now. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. It's lagging bad now. I can tell. Let me try this though. I'll try it. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so I am about right here somewhere. Oh man, struggling to move even. All right, so here is the 8-mile marine span. And if we go back to the video real quick. Oh man, it's really struggling bad. All right, so it's the west lane hump of the 8-mile marine span that has to line up. So this is the heading, 8.87 degrees. So if I come all the way back out and go to that water tower, is it?
Yeah, I was on the phone there for a second. My mom called.
Okay. Well, basically what you can do is you can go from the Marriott Hotel, right? You go from the Marriott Hotel to the first hump to the big hump on the west lane, and you get that heading. You get that heading, and then you go back up to this water tower, and you can tell that is the water tower based on the heading when you line it up. So if we go back,
Well, did you get the picture I sent you? The little snapshot.
yeah.
Try and line it up.
Well, let me show you this real quick first. So you see where this is crossing right here, where this line of sight is crossing.
Yeah.
This is the big hump right here. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just doesn't look right.
Check it out, dude. Lines up.
It just looks too far.
The other one that you're talking about is probably not even in frame right now. Where was it? Over here somewhere?
Well, look at the 8 Mile hump, the northbound side. Let's see. Where you're looking at right there.
We're not lying. Right there. This shot right here. Wait, dang it. This shot right here. Where is that? Where's that other water tower you're talking about? It's right here. Right here.
It's right up there.
Yeah. So that shot right there is nowhere near in frame right now. Oh man, what happened to it?
Should be right there.
Yep. That's it right there. But if we actually look at the angle that's not even in frame at the moment. I'm about right here in the Marriott.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Now look at it compared to the 8 Mile. That's the one it's going up against. It's that far over?
Yeah. See, here's the bascule right here. I mean, here's the marine span right here. Huh. That's what I'm saying. That line of sight is not even in frame right now.
That is just weird.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's that. I know it's that one for sure. St. Anne one. It looks weird because of the I gotta turn my screen sharing off. I can't even use my computer at the moment.
Yeah.
I also have to get rid of Google Earth. It's just killing it. Oh man, I can't even move my mouse.
Well, what causes it to look so much bigger? Because it's not that damn big.
It's pretty big. It is pretty big. The the lens compression, you have way more distance on the z-axis than you do on the x-axis.
Yeah.
But the field of view makes sense for the x-axis. But yeah, I mean that's just perspective, man. That's just how perspective works.
Yeah.
And these really short fields of view. Jesse said he's down there triangulating the window right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I took some pictures of him. I see him down there.
All right, I've got to start on my plan. So we've done a lot of live streaming. We've done a lot of other things. But I've got to start working on pictures or else I'm going to run out of time here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I might do a little bit of live streaming myself, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. So, all right. Well, you go do what you got to do.
All right.
I'm gonna get on this and see what I can do.
Sounds good.
So, all right, man. We'll see you in a little while.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye. I don't know why my stream health looks so poor. I am going to... I am, Rick. Those tall humps are, I think, about a mile, roughly. I'm not exactly sure. You should be able to tell by looking at how many. Well, Jesse should be able to just tell whenever we get his data back. I don't know the exact distance. You can look at it on Google Earth for sure. Google Earth is just killing it. I mean, I'm putting my computer through the paces right now. David XP, I don't know how there's any good way to show where eye level is other than some type of water level, which I can't put in front of the camera because it's literally in the window. So I'm not sure how I would present that too well. You can look at Walter Bisland's models to see where it should be. And I need to change... Turn this window capture off. I'm going to swap over to the P1000 so that I can start doing my photographs with telescope. Tell you what, it actually looks a lot clearer through the P1000. Is it just because it's a line clear through? Might be. Alright. It's so hard to get this thing this P1000 lined up on a tripod. I mean, there's no tripod that even works with it properly. As soon as you let go of the camera, it just droops. I don't even use my tripods anymore to aim the P9. I just change the leg lengths. It's the only way to do it. It's ridiculous how hard it is. Well, what was that? What the heck? I'm trying to get this P1000 lined up, guys. Just bear with me. I'm not going to be doing too much paying attention to the chat because I'm going to be trying to take photographs and stuff at this point. Should be the prime time to do it. So I just need to lock in and get it done. It's a weird reflection coming off the water tower right now. I'm seeing both cameras. Or is that might be a pole in front of the water tower. Can't make it out. Alright, swapping cameras for the live stream. It's looking pretty decent out there at the moment. I don't know why I can't get rid of the UI right now. It's kind of bizarre. I mean, you can actually see the cell phone tower on the left side of the frame, right above the horizon. You can see a vertical bar. That's a cell phone tower on the opposite shore. There are buildings underneath that cell phone tower which you can't see. That's very interesting. Looks pretty solid out there. I mean, it looks pretty good. It's looking pretty good. It's looking better than it was earlier anyway. This is probably going to be starting to get around the sharpest seeing conditions we can see around this area. Let me check, or around this time. Let me check and see what the let's see what it is. I'm going to look at the chat real quick because I'm not going to be able to look at it much. Somebody wants me to go to a different bridge. Well, why? I'm not sure why. This is the longest bridge in the world. Why would we go to a different one? We've already done Little Tits's Bayou. I mean, you can go look at that footage if you want. Sound only flat Earth died long ago. Yes. Yes, it has. I'm not really doing this for flat Earth, to be honest. Doing it because it's fun, and these observations are fun. My subscribers like seeing cool shots like this, cool photography. I wish it was clear so you can see in conditions. I was really hoping to have like super sharp pictures to work with, but man, I mean, my scope is as collimated as it can be. It's just atmosphere and distance, you know, that is really the major hindrance to the seeing conditions. But I mean, they're still pretty good. They are still pretty good. I just wanted them to be better, and they might still be. I mean, we still have time. Still have time in the day. Rick asked how tall the humps were. They are, I think there's a 60-foot clearance from the biggest one. I don't know how tall they actually are, but I mean, assuming you add 10 feet for the deck height, like 70 feet probably, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Jesse will know better. Show an eye level. I don't know a real good way to do that. Barry On wants me to show that the curve doesn't go away. I mean, I've done this a number of times, and I'm not going to do it with the P1000 because it's so hard to control that thing and get it lined back up again. I'll be happy to do it with the Sony in a little while. I'm going to be actually taking a bunch of pictures with the Sony, so. Yes, Adam, you're right. I need better gear for to put the center of mass for the P1000 over the tripod. Yes, I totally agree with you. Just don't have it. We don't have that gear. Zep Tepe, driving across the causeway is recording GPS coordinates. GPS coordinates can then be grafted inside of software, which shows the curvature. Completely avoids the effects of refraction or any type of thing, anything to do with the atmosphere. Clearly, Sally has Parkinson's. I guess y'all are watching me trying to get the P1000 lined up. It's hard, man. It's a beast. It's a beast to work with. I am Rick, says he's handling in the chat. Good. Could I lend you the P1000? GeoStreamer. I think it'd be cheaper to buy one and ship it to you. How far away are you from the bridge, Platinum? I'm in the building called 3 Lakeway Center. It's pretty close to the shore. Say, you know, 200-300 meters from the shore. I'm not exactly sure how far away I am. You can look it up on Google Maps. It's Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, and I'm in the South Shore, Lakeway Center, 3 Lakeway Center. I don't have a remote for the P1000. I do have a remote for the Sony. Soundly, have you looked for local radio Sondi data? I don't know what radio Sondi data is. No idea what that is. So no.
You guys still streaming?
Hey, yeah, I'm streaming, Jesse. I really just started, to be honest, but yeah, I'm streaming.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm just out here doing the triangulation and also some image capture of the buildings.
I see you. I see you over there. I'm actually going to turn and get you on the stream. How about that?
Let me know when you see me.
All right.
This will be reciprocal camera imaging. Got the sun right in my face, looking up at that building. Hey man, I was able to measure distances directly to the window, which makes my life easier.
What do you mean?
Well, triangulation is necessary when you can't measure the distances themselves directly. So you measure triangles and compute the lengths to determine the 3D position. But if I'm able to measure a distance with the angles, then it's done. Like I don't need to spend a lot of time triangulating. So I was able to measure the 4 corners of your window and some roof corners from this spot right here. And right now I'm just recording imagery.
Well, you're live on there right now.
It'll all stitch together and form a panorama.
Well, we're currently looking at you right now, Jesse. We see you.
Hey, everybody. So I've got about 60 some images left to capture from this spot. Oh man, I'm glad the sun just went behind the building. So I'm in the shade now. So I'm going to set up, when I'm done here, I've got a point over there where you saw me yesterday. I'll go set up there and do the same thing. And I've got a point out over there. And that should take care of this as far as, what we need. Is Tommy still in the chat or in the hangout?
No, I went to go eat lunch and I just got back.
What's that?
I said I went to go eat lunch and I just got back.
Oh, okay.
Right around 2, I guess.
How you doing, Mike? What'd you guys end up finishing up out on the at that crossover?
Not a whole lot, just some pictures, a little bit of video.
Okay.
My battery crapped out on my phone, so
how are the sighting conditions now? Are things improving down?
I'm back in the hotel.
It actually does look better. Speaking of that, I've got to get on to taking these photographs. Yeah. I keep putting it off, and it's not good. Like I'm running out of time here.
Yeah, you are.
Been doing all this live streaming and not getting the photographs done.
Yeah, I'm about to go use the restroom, and I'm gonna get to taking some pictures and video for myself.
Jesus, man, this freaking P1000 on these tripods is just terrible. Yeah, I know there's a better setup that'll make it better, but it's so hard to deal with.
Why it keeps wanting to fall over forwards?
Yeah, it's just the balance is just terrible on it.
You got to get about a 4-inch rail to put up underneath.
Yep.
That's how I've got mine done. That way you can center it out and get it balanced.
Hey guys, I'm going to jump back out and so I can use both hands on what I'm going to do next.
All right, Jesse.
Talk to you soon.
See ya.
Later.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here too.
All right.
I'm not bringing you where I'm about to go.
Okay.
So I'll catch you
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Ay. Just deal with this, please, guys. It's just the P1000, and just how it is, man. There's nothing I can do about it until I get it centered. There's nothing I can do about it. Should just swap over to the other camera, I suppose, while I'm doing this. Oh my gosh, really frustrating. It's only use the legs to control it, actually. It's that bad. Can't find the middle spot. Look at that. It's amazing. Like, just barely touching it. I cannot get it in the middle. It's unbelievable. My goodness. I need a better tripod. I need one of those fluid head tripods, what I need. Oh, I got lucky. There we go. That's amazing. See, it was actually right on dot, right on the correct spot, and all I did was turn the tripod to the left, and it drooped. That's going to be good enough. Okay, I've really got to get started on the photographs with the other camera. So what I really like to do is stack a bunch of these photos together to make a super resolution image. So that's what I'm getting busy doing right now. definitely getting sharper down there on the far end. You can really tell by looking at the finger system. That's near the horizon. That's getting really sharp. Slow it down. That's looking really good right now. Man. It's weird. It's like all of a sudden turbulence just kicked in. Started noticing it on the other one. What's up, Dandy? Okay, so I'm curious about the weather conditions now, so that's what I'm looking at. Because the turbulence started kicking up pretty good there. I want to see what's going on, what happened with the weather, cause that. I guess I won't know for a little bit. The last measurement posted is 224, 55.6 degrees atmosphere, 59.5 degrees water. Those could just get matched up, man. We'll see some really nice stuff. There's a raw data sheet somewhere. Where is that? Historical data, where is it? Yeah, for some reason it's delayed by 30 minutes. I'm not sure why. Even the historic, even the main data sheet is. It is increasing. The air temperature is still increasing though. I'm curious to see what happened right around 3-ish, I guess. So we're gonna have to wait for like 30 minutes for that to actually roll through. So it's kind of been mixed the last few minutes, or last 30 minutes, I'd say. It went from being pretty sharp to kind of turbulent down there now.
From the center, it's just the mirage will not let up. I've been down there that whole time.
It's because the water's still too hot, man. That's the problem. The atmosphere's catching up, but I'm not sure if it'll catch up before the sun goes down. That's the problem. It only needs about like 4 more degrees.
Yeah.
4 or 5 more degrees.
Well, I know what I need to do
What's that?
for my stuff, my rig.
I am streaming, by the way.
Oh. Can they hear me?
Mm-hmm. Want me to mute it?
No. I'm not going to talk about the CGI or the, you know.
Freemasonic space weather.
Dude, the police going off on Jesse.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
He just stopped me, and he was like, we got calls on you driving back and forth up and down the causeway doing 35 miles an hour. You know, you almost caused an accident and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, hold on a second. Here, I haven't been up and down this causeway at all. I said, I drove out here and I've been here now for the last 5 hours. He's like, no, it was this car right here, gray car, Texas plate. And I'm like, no. That's Jesse. Hey, Jesse.
Did he pull Jesse over?
No, but he did speak with him. But he didn't know that that was him because Jesse was down here at this end doing his triangle. So I told him I would talk to him and told him I figured he was done, but he didn't know what the heck we were doing. He thought we were supposed to be out there yesterday. He said, "Nah, we didn't get anything about y'all being out here today. Y'all supposed to be out here yesterday."
Nope.
I said, "No, brother, check your email again." He said, "Are you with Google Earth?" I was like, "Nope." He said, "Who are you with?" I said, "Myself."
Yeah, they were, whatever the Causeway Commission was looking for, it was, they kept asking about businesses, and I kept saying, we're just freelancing, we're just freelancing doing photos. He's like, okay, that's fine.
Why you gotta be with somebody? That was the thing I was listening to y'all talking about the plans and stuff. You can't get the plans unless you go through the Department of Transportation. I sent the thing in and it's on there like business. What? I don't have a business. I don't own a business. I'm not with a business.
They're just not used to people doing
Want
it,
that kind of
looking
information.
looking at it as a hobby.
Right. And then you tell them it's a hobby and they look at you strange.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, well, let me start from the beginning. So there was this guy a long time ago. Oh, goodness. Well, I think I've scratched up my car enough today.
I haven't done any of the focus stacking stuff because it seems like I can't get any additional focus out of it. So I've been basically just capturing enough to stack all these together in one frame. Should be good. I mean, that right there is tack sharp. Stuff on the far end is kind of still blurry because of the atmosphere, but that's this. That's the P900.
Oh,
And I could plug that in if you think it would help. You put that into the live stream instead of the P900.
where was I?
I think y'all are behind a hump, so you can't actually see it from here. There's a small hump out there.
Man, I've been out there. How long have I been out there? Yeah, a long, long time. Just the worst.
What?
Seeing this was oh look. I did one of them hyper times. Because I wanted to watch it and see if it. Ooh.
Looks like the car's bouncing around.
No, I don't know what that was.
I saw some shake up in
Yeah, I don't know what that was. That wasn't there earlier.
That was the cars, huh?
And no, the cars are flying by. Thing is rock steady.
Did you get your drive across or what?
Yeah,
Did it come out?
no idea.
No idea.
No clue. I haven't looked at it yet.
Go check it out. I'm curious. I'm gonna go prime, take this Barlow off.
That's kind of cool. Did a. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Watch. Look at that boat. Look how it slows it down right there. You can definitely see the current where it's going. Straight out to the ocean.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna go prime lens and get rid of all that extra magnification. Get rid of that extra glass.
Yeah, buddy. Well,
You want to put an eye on the chat? I haven't looked at it in forever.
where's the chat room?
I don't even think I have it up. I was just saying, like, look on your phone, but that's fine. I can,
Oh yeah,
I can get it up
yeah.
if you
From
want
the
to.
phone, it's better. It was dead earlier when I checked. I was like, oh, I guess he's done.
Well, I went to lunch and I came back.
Oh, okay. Saying you're stupid is not an insult, it's a fact.
They're pretty much standard stuff.
Sardot Soundly does live CGI. Dandy, give me that cop's name. I will call and straighten this out.
Who's that?
I'm Rick. No, he was cool. He was upset because he had gotten like 7 calls about Jesse. So
I told Jesse not to do that.
I know. That's why I did it last night. I don't know why he wanted to do it again. Oh well. Didn't realize those humps are actually the road.
Yep, I'm going to swap over to the Sony so they can see it. It looks a little sharper, actually. Maybe it's just because it's on the viewfinder.
Anyone can look at what happens on Hot Road and see it is doing exactly what is happening here. You guys deny that? You don't use your sense? Yeah, go to that Hot Road and go record it for a few days and see if it bends the same way over the course of those few days.
Adam just sent me some message. What was it? Yeah, turbulence is settled. That's what Adam said. Yeah, I agree. It looks better now.
Right when I get off the freaking thing.
Yeah, it looks better. It doesn't look perfect. This looks better.
Yeah, but it was. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. All since this morning. When did I get out there? 10? What time did I get out there?
I mean, that's just as sharp as it can get, man. You can't get any sharper. That's all there is to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, I know, but you see,
Pretty dang
it's just
good.
not pixel perfect.
That's because of the glass. It's because of the window.
You think so?
I know so. I know so.
Well, there's nothing we can do about that.
Nope.
Did you ever look at the 9th floor yet?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a place to go where you're not looking through a window?
I can't answer that on camera.
So no.
It would take some doing with your gear, and we need permission. We need to get legal permission.
Right. We go up to this track right here? What floor is that?
That's the 9th. That's where the fitness center is. See, the problem is the fitness center is not affiliated with the hotel.
Oh, it's not?
No, they're like it's a separate company.
I see.
So you might get a yes or a no depending on who you speak with. And I'm willing to bet that the people working in the fitness center don't actually have anything to do with the fitness center. I'll bet you they wouldn't be able to give you permission.
Right.
Because they're just peons. You'd have to make a phone call to their their chief of staff.
Right. All right. We need to let this record. That's as sharp as it's going to get. So we need to let this record.
If this
We
is
need to let it record without us standing here.
then we would see this all over. But we don't. Why?
We do see it all over.
Because Earth is not a ball. Why don't you see this all over? Okay. Find another bridge that's this long and go to the 16th floor.
There's actually been a number of people that have posted similar observations
Yeah.
to this online.
Yeah, other people are finding this type of
So
stuff.
that's a completely stupid statement to make, really.
Yep. You gotta find stuff like this. It's built level, same elevation, all the way across a lake.
All right, Dandy, go sit over there somewhere. I'm going to get away from this. I don't want it to shake at all. I just want it to be. Or you can just sit down somewhere and it'll be fine.
I'm
As long as we're not putting weight on the floor.
my car is in the whatchamacallit, so I gotta go.
Oh, you got to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not paying. I've spent so much money on parking.
I hear you.
Should have did exactly what, but at the same time, what was it, $20 a day?
$22 for one night.
Okay, well, yeah, it's still a bit better. Not by much though. Soundly, talk to me, buddy.
All right. It is still getting warmer, so we might luck out here. Might end up getting a little bit more sharpness out of it by the end of the day. Slowly creeping up.
Critical thing. Why are the cars going so slowly? They're doing the speed limit. Some of them are going faster, but they're doing 65.
All right, I guess I can look at the chat now. I've taken a bunch of photographs that should be able to stack.
It's junk. There's nothing in the chat. I'm reading the most interesting stuff, which is nothing. Without zoom, it would look more natural, I believe. Oh, really? Define natural.
It literally makes no sense. Zoom doesn't change the image. Period. Doesn't do it.
Yeah, go find a camera that when you zoom in on the object, it makes it curve. So how come we don't see the same thing on the other lake? Same shit.
We do. We do see the same thing on other lakes. That's a simple answer. I mean, that's the truth.
Well, depending on what they mean. Other bridges that are curving?
Other lakes curve. Period.
Yeah, other lakes curve.
That's all there is to it.
We're looking at the bridge because it's a damn ruler sitting on top of the lake.
Yeah.
If you just look out at the lake, you just see the lake. You don't see a curve. You got to find something that is straight, level, and the exact same elevation from end to end. Go find that, and that's your ruler.
Okay, let's see. I'm looking at the chat now. Adam wants me to do an ISO lower than 1600. With this camera, it really doesn't matter, Adam, to be honest.
Yeah, 1600 is like 10 mile an hour for this camera.
Yeah, it's nothing. Well, if he wants me to drop the ISO, I will. It's fine.
What's it do? 25,000 or something?
Way up there.
Yeah, it's up in the stratosphere.
25,000 in video mode.
Yeah, in video, it's not a problem. That's not stressing it whatsoever. What did we have it yesterday? 4,000?
4,000.
Still looked razor sharp. How long is that bridge? 24 miles. You know nothing of camera technology. But we can't see the curve on Earth. It's too big. That's what Neil deGrasse Tyson says.
There they go again. It's like a delusional parrot. Delusional parrot with amnesia.
And then you correct them and they're like, oh, but Neil deGrasse Tyson said. It's like they didn't hear what you said, or they, I don't know.
What's that? Delusional parrot with amnesia.
You broke your fast at lunch?
Yeah.
You didn't?
Yeah, I did.
Oh. What'd y'all have?
Korean.
Dude, you're going to turn into a Korean.
That's okay. Tastes delicious, dude.
I met some Vietnamese people out there. I saw them. They were struggling with their camera. Jumped in. Took some pictures for them.
They pulled over?
Yeah, they were in the center crossover. Oh, Geo Streeter. That implies that I have some dreams left. Nobody has answered me yet. What are you asking, flat earth hangouts? Someone said it doesn't look that long. You're currently not seeing the entire bridge.
No, I'm not seeing the entire bridge. That's correct.
I saw that left to right curvature today. I was right in the middle. I love the ones who say wake up. When will you be showing the 7 Mile Bridge?
Middle Texas?
Probably tomorrow. I don't know. I'll stop on my way back home. I smell like a foot. Slept in my car. Almost slept in that cage. Dude, it's legit like a cage for keeping someone in prison.
To me, it looks like it's still.
Water's flat because it boils at a flat temperature.
I mean, that's just as sharp as I can get it. That's all there is to it.
Just Google the longest bridges in the world, and they don't look like this.
It's the longest bridge over water It's a Guinness Book of World Record. Go look it up.
What's wrong with this person?
Denialism, man. Hard on them.
Are they worried their fairy tale is going to come to an end? I understand your fairy tale's too much fun and you don't want to spoil the fun. It's exciting. It's different. You feel like, you know, you're a special person. There's so many videos about it. It's entertainment for weeks and weeks and weeks. And you can't wait to come home and watch the next Flat Earth video. We understand. And as soon as you stop believing it, the party's over. But if you're really interested in what is true and you don't care about how it makes you feel, if that's how interested in the truth that you truly are, then you will come to your senses one day. You will realize this is exactly what it is supposed to look like based on the geometry of the earth. If you feel like it's too curvy or not enough curve or it should be curved throughout, you don't understand it. You need to go and check out Walter Bislin's page. I'm sure it's in the, it's in the comment in the description of every one of Soundly's videos. Go check it out. It is based on math.
I'll tell you what, the P1000 just looks so much different in the viewfinder, but whenever you put it on the big screen, it looks exactly the same.
Given the camera is on the 16th floor, eye level is way above the bridge. I don't know about way above, but it's above.
I think Walter does this as well.
Walter does what?
Shows where the eye level should be.
Mm-hmm. Are you on the P? No, you're not. Are you streaming from the P?
Yeah.
They want you to zoom out and zoom back in.
Like the other 500 times we've done it?
Yeah, I know, right? Guys, go to 60 and show them what it looks like from the human eye. Does that one tell you what your focal length is?
Yeah, it does in some places. Hold on, I gotta get it out of video mode. Is it in? Suddenly, I have it in manual focus and it's suddenly out of focus. How does that happen? Just from zooming in and out, it changed.
Mm-hmm. Slight amount of friction between the those two.
Whoa. What happened just now? Little P900 bug here? Something's happened whenever I was doing that manual zoom. Lost power or something. Whoa. What happened?
Do you mean because the P900 randomly shuts off?
Yeah, it just randomly shut off. P1000 did.
Yeah, but you said P900.
Well, P900. I don't have a P900 here, so P1000.
It does do that though. I don't know if you've noticed that.
It just randomly
It
shuts
randomly just turns off.
Really?
Yeah. And you know your lens is cracked, right?
What, the P900?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
Dandy, you cracked my lens?
No, I'm just like, I don't want you to think I'm tearing your stuff up.
No, I know. I dropped it at some point. Cracked the lens.
It's not like the lens though. It's like the front eye of the front glass.
Right, it's the outside of it. It's the
You
corrector.
Dude, you got lucky. It's right, like way off in the side. You can't even, you don't even notice it. All right, well, I got a jet because I'm in a little valet thing.
All right, bro.
And my sunroof is open. All my stuff's on the roof. And
Well, I'm interested to see how that turns out, man.
I'm not expecting too much because I did it on this way coming back, and I'm doing it alone. And there's no way for me to really aim.
I thought Michael's going to go with you.
Dude, yeah, I'm not counting on anybody next time. I'm gonna figure it out myself. Like nothing was, we had coordinated certain things, and none of that really panned out. So, brought your Shark
There's 60 millimeters.
with a freaking laser beam attached to it.
Of course, it doesn't have the same resolution as a human eye, but gives you an idea.
Right. I opened this up last night. I was like, this is, oh shit, I opened it up upside down. I didn't know there was a upside down, right side up. I turned it on. And,
Oh, it's in manual focus again. That might have been why. It was hard to tell. Let me see. We'll go back to this and
pretty
do
amazing. What are these?
autofocus.
Oh, that's probably what I should have had on. I was blinding myself. I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. And then, boom! This thing is dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
This thing is dangerous. I would get in so much trouble. Like, I want this. I want to ask to borrow it, but I know I'll go to jail.
Why?
Because, you already know, because I'm a shit ass. I will do everything that I'm not supposed to do with it. And it will be really fun. But when I get caught, I will go to jail. Because they don't like you.
Okay, guys. I'm going to look at the chat now. I think
Shining
I've
lights in people's eyes.
gotten the photographs that I can get.
And be like, dude, I'm about to hit the ISS.
It's just not going to get any sharper, it doesn't look like.
How neat would that be?
We've actually done that.
No, from their little webcam. Like, just every single time the ISS comes over a particular point, you and like 5 of your boys go out and track it on like something like that. And all of you have these little ISS trackers on that mount next to your camera. And so long as it's dead center and pointing at the exact same thing your laser is, at some point in the future, you will see that on their live stream. It will hit just the right spot. I've never seen that. I've seen them take a long exposure type of shot and see the beam looking up, but they did that with the D4. I've never seen someone with a laser hit the live stream camera.
Oh.
I've never seen that happen.
That, I mean, they have taken a picture of somebody shooting a laser up, and they have taken a picture of
I've seen
spotlights.
that. I've seen that too in Texas. Yeah, that was killer. That was pretty cool. But I've yet to see somebody hit the live stream camera on purpose and like record it and show, hey, I hit the ISS. it'd be easy. I'm not saying it would be easy to do, but it would be easy to prove because you would never have to tell anyone that you were going to do it. You know, you would just do it. Find somewhere in the
Takes
middle of
some
nowhere.
serious precision.
Well, I think it would take some serious luck. It would take. But precision, yeah, if you're gonna like try to track that thing, because even if you hit it, there's no guarantee you're gonna see it in the camera.
All right, I'm gonna try and catch up on live.
All right,
stream
dude, I'm
now.
out.
All right, later, dude.
Peace.
Hopefully, that drive over turned out good.
I doubt it, but I know what I need to do.
Make it better.
I made an error in my design. I was rushed. That's okay, because I learned a lot today. Because I did do the drive, and I know for a fact I'm gonna need to bring more. For one, the wind, it's not so bad. It's definitely controllable. That was the least of my worries. This was my biggest fear, and there's no way to compensate that with, you can have a million gyros on there that you want, and you'll never be able to compensate for that. You actually need to have it go up and down opposite the car, which that can be done, and I wanted to do that. That was like my stretch goal, but I ran out of time, so I'm gonna figure that out. The speed, 50 miles an hour is like the spot. No slower, no faster.
Cool.
So I know some stuff. I learned some stuff today.
All right, Andy.
All right, I'm glad.
See you later, man.
See you.
Okay, guys. Got my full undivided attention. I'm going to look at the chat. £5 from James Gibeon. Here's a few quid, or sorry, quid. Here's a few quid towards your petrol. Thanks, guys. Thanks, James. Appreciate that. Demon Orb Heathen says, hi, Soundly, great videos. Thanks for that. I am Rick says, Soundly, mod up GeoStreamer. I can't believe GeoStreamer's not already a mod. That's surprising to me. I will do that. Flat Earth Data says he's going to destroy Soundly by doing a smaller scale version on a flat plane with the exact same visual results. Good luck. Alright, so Flat Earth Data, in case you missed it, this is already, this exact observation is predicted by Walter Bislin. He's modeled the observation, and this observation is predicted by him. I'll go ahead and show that to you again since you seem to have missed it. Here it is. Yep, that's Walter Bislin's model right there. I'd say it's a pretty good match. What you think? Looks pretty good to me. Slightly different angle the last time I did this, but there you go. Looks pretty close. So that's the prediction of a globe. You're seeing the observation, which verifies that prediction. I mean, it's really that simple. Some interesting reflections from the window already. Rapid X says you have to turn it a bit soundly. Yeah, I mean, You can turn it if you want to. You can go to Walter's page and turn it. It's fine. This Walter's model is based on my observation the last time I was here a year ago. So, slightly different room. Floor lower. And a little bit further away from the causeway. Ali B is asking, hey Soundly, how high is the building to the left of the bridge? That is 2 Lakeway Center. It's just over 200 feet. You can look it up on Wikipedia, Ali B. It's called 2 Lakeway Center. Just search for that, you'll find it. Ben Lincoln says, Soundly is boring. All right, sweet. Well, today is pretty much boring observations. You want to have some fun, then go watch some other videos. Ali B needs the data for a debunk video. Okay, good luck with that. Can't debunk reality, guys. There's a lot of flat earth tears coming from this one, I can tell you that. 2 days of streaming, showing the obvious curvature that anybody can photograph themselves. And they are crying about it hard. David XP, $2.99 or £2.99 or pounds. I guess it's pounds. Thanks, David. He says, great work, guys. Thumbs up. And Rapid X says, yeah, mate, only because they'll claim you're dishonest again. Yeah, that's whatever. I'm so used to that. Flat Earth data. You've been here for 2 days. How many times do people have to tell you how high I am? A good estimate would be 160 feet. I'm on the 16th floor of 3 Lakeway Center. What just happened? All of a sudden I'm hearing my own audio. Why is that? I'm on the 16th floor of 3 Lakeway Center. 160 feet is a good estimate. Jesse Kozlowski was actually measuring exactly how high I was today. So we'll know a really good answer soon. If not today or tomorrow, then in a very short period of time after this. Up here. There we go. That's pretty good. Okay. I'm chewing gum, I just realized. Toss that out. Sorry about that. All right. Nick, dollar or pound and 99, are they called cents? 1.99 pounds. I am Rick, can't cook steak, he says. Cassius Romanus, Soundly, data to enter into curve calculator. It's really simple. The flat earthers need to provide their curve calculator. We've yet to see one from flat earthers. As soon as they do, we'll put the numbers into their curve calculator, which has to be based on the flat plane. Now, I've made one myself. A flat earth calculator, and it seems like every time I put the numbers in for observer height and the obstruction height, it's always 0. So, you know, maybe they have a different way to calculate it, I don't know, but instead of us talking about like 5 feet or 10 feet of missing curvature, which is what they like to do a lot, or just blatantly lie and say it's like hundreds of feet when there isn't any, when it shouldn't be hundreds of feet, what we should be doing is saying, hey guys, how come there's 200 feet of obstruction? You know, that's the problem that you guys keep wanting to avoid by, you know, going after if our curve calculator math works. Well, yeah, our curve calculators are based on a set number for refractions, typically standard refraction. Walter Bislin has a better curve calculator, which is based on a variable refraction. You can change the refraction level. So yeah, use Walter Bislin's and you can match it up perfect every single time. There's a reasonable range of refraction that you can expect on a normal day, especially a day like today when right about now the water's starting to like equal out. But yeah, so for everybody that's arguing with flat earthers and you're debating flat earthers, when they bring up the curve calculation, you can point them to Walter Bislin's and say, nope, you need to change the refraction slider, number one. Or number two, what you can do is say, show me your curve calculator, because the problem is going to be hundreds of feet worth of problem at that point. Don't let them argue with you about edge cases, okay? The edge cases are ambiguous, whatever, you know, that don't exactly match the math because they're using standard refraction when they should be using a higher or lower value. Don't let them argue with you about edge cases. This is just my 2 cents. Make them do something big like this. 24 miles, okay? Go do something over 24 miles like I'm doing, like I've done numerous times now for the last 2 years. They won't do that because the large distances like this, where you actually put a camera on it and you can actually see the curvature, well, they are scared of that. They are scared of that, and that's why they're in my chat freaking out. That's why they're you know, crying about it. That's why they're trying to do debunk videos while I'm doing the stream, like Riley did yesterday, which was completely silly. His debunk video was terrible. That's why they even use the word debunk. They put soundly debunked, and then all the other flat earthers that are just like brainwashed by this whole thing just go with it. They're like, yeah, he's been debunked. I saw the title. I saw the title on YouTube, so he must have been debunked. No. Nobody's debunked this. You can't debunk this. It's not possible. That's the whole point of this observation. It's so intuitive for anyone to look at and understand that it does in fact match the model, that it's just going to hurt their feelings. You know, either they're going to become either they're going to become a globe earther, or they're going to become dishonest. It's one or the other, and that's what's going on. You know, they're becoming dishonest. And what's happening is, you know, all the really dedicated flat earthers are starting to get huddled together in the same corner in the loony bin, and that's all that's left. Because the people that actually watch this video, actually watch this footage, you cannot honestly remain a flat earther. It's just not possible. Because there is no mechanism for what they're trying to say must happen, which is a severe amount of sinking on a perfect gradient all the time year round. Doesn't happen. That's what you would be required over a flat plane. That does not happen. It doesn't even make sense, because it would literally have to be less dense on the ground and more dense above your head year round, because I've done this year round now. I've done it for 2 years, year round, different seasons, and the curve is always there. When it's foggy, raining, clear, hot, wet, whatever. I mean, hot, dry, or humid, dry, hot, cold, windy, not windy, raining, foggy. These are all the different situations that I've recorded in. Clear weather, cloudy weather, and the curvature is always there. That's all there is to it. And they can't answer that. And so what they want to do is they want to get fixated on one particular observation and ignore the literally thousands of observations that I've made now. I have literally made thousands of observations at this point. It's been 2 years, guys, you know. So at some point, they become dishonest, and that's where they are. You know, at this point, the people that have seen this footage and understand what, you know, this is in fact predicted. Well, you're just dishonest if you maintain that the Earth is flat. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to move. Actually, I'm just going to take this off for now. No, not window capture. Yes. There we go. Try and get this aligned better. So that right there, I mean, just to give people an idea, the hump that's almost center frame now is 4 mile. That's the 4 mile marine hump. And the big hump that we've been looking at all day for the last 2 days is the marine span. That's 8 miles away. The next big hump, which is kind of hard to even tell that you're looking at a hump at this field of view, is 16 miles away. So that should give you an idea of just how far away. And that water tower in the background is like 26 or something like that, somewhere up in there. So I actually think it's starting to clear up a little bit down there. Oh, come on, stupid tripod. It actually does look a lot clearer, I think, at the moment. I'm starting to see that cell tower down there really sharp. So let me get back on my main camera and make sure that I'm capturing this on the higher definition video. With a easier to control mount as well. Alright, let me make sure this is streaming still correctly. It is, okay. And let's see here. Come on. There we go. Ooh, it's actually looking a lot sharper down there now. That's nice. The exposure feels a little slow, but my camera's telling me it's right. It must be maybe just the contrast has changed a little bit. I can definitely see on the left side of the frame there, you can see that cell tower. You can even see the, I guess the radio antennas that are up top. I don't know what those are actually on cell towers. I guess they're just antennas. So maybe it's just a contrast thing and not necessarily a clarity thing, but it does look easier to see that now. That was really strange. So I've actually got my camera, the one you're looking at now, I've actually got this camera attached to my telescope. It's a prime lens, so there's no automatic focus or anything like that going on. And I can see it go in and out of focus, which means it's actually the light itself that's losing focus from that distance. So it does say Mandeville written on that water tower. You should be able to tell that there's actually a pole. I think it looks like the light is actually sitting right over the wording. But there's wording. There's like black wording on that tower that does say Mandeville. So that gives you an idea of just how blurry it is down there at the very end. You can't make out those words. If I ever did have a day where I can make those words out, talk about an amazing photograph. That feels about as clear as I can get it. Actually looks really good right now. So it's still got a soft focus, but it's looking better than it has in the past, for sure. So might actually be able to stack this. It looks like pretty much everything is in focus. I mean, if I'm looking at the foreground cars, the water tower is stretching out. It's got some serious refraction going on there. You can see it like right over the hump in the causeway right there. You can see like the bottom of the tower like waving in and out. Interesting. Let that go for a little bit. Let that record. Maybe I can do some detail stacking with it. All right, let's let that go for a little bit while I read this. All right, back to it. Quid. Turquoise Laura says, we say quid. All right. Anti-Flatter says, Sally providing flat tires, butthurt since ages ago. Oh yeah. Just get their feelings hurt, man. They can't be objective. That's the problem. And you know, I have empathy for them. I do, but at some point you just kind of like you start getting short with them because you've heard it all before and it's ridiculous and it's still as absurd as it the first time you heard it. And you have to wonder if they're just you know, if they're just trolling. And if once you come to the conclusion that they are trolling, that's when people start getting, you know, just short with other people, or you start hearing insults and stuff like that. That's what happens. Unfortunately, that's just what happens. You know, it's just a human nature that you get tired of people trolling. But you know, try to have empathy, because it could be that you're just blinded. They're just blinded by whatever is going on with them at the moment, and eventually they could come around and see it, you know, but they're not going to see it because you're bashing them over the head with it. Just keep producing the evidence, keep producing the logic and the reasoning, and you can have an effect on, you know, a handful of them. Yeah, dang. Jose. It's really not that hard to think about. The more dense the air, the more the light's going to bend towards it. Most of the time, we have the highest density air towards the ground, and then it gets less dense as it goes up. We have these occasions, like last night, where the water is hotter than the air. And so then it does produce this layer of hot air right at the surface and turbulence. And that is perfect for inferior mirages. And that's what happens. You know, when the water is hotter than the air, you start getting inferior mirages. That's why I keep telling people, if you want to reduce the variables, you need to go when that air and the water are both the same temperature, which I don't think they are right now. Even I think we kind of capped out. I think we kind of capped out our temperature here. Let me look one more time. Let's see. It's getting pretty close, actually. 58.1 versus 59.9. So we're within 2 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's still going up too. So we actually might get lucky. We might get lucky here and have some really super sharp conditions. Like I said, it was getting clearer. But if you have a hot water, and you have that layer that's a little less dense on the bottom, you get inferior mirages. That's what happens. But it doesn't explain the curve in this bridge. You can't explain it. And you would have to have basically what's happening with the hot water, cold air thing. You'd have to have that happen at an extreme amount that just doesn't ever happen. I mean, it would have to be like super, super cold for a long time, and the water's down like just above freezing, and then like basically like a spring type heat front comes in. Something like that would have to happen. I don't see it happening anytime soon. So it sounds like my video stopped recording. CrowX says, Sally, did you flip the cam again today? No, I don't think I have flipped the cam again today, CrowX, but I'll be happy to do so. Let's see, let's do it right now. Once I put a new battery in there. Ooh. Get my video going again. Every time the camera turns off, I have to restart the video for some reason. Ooh, it's looking pretty good out there. It's looking nice. Okay, so I mean, the weather, it is getting really sharp right now, so I'm going to try and rifle off a bunch of pictures as sharp as possible and not fill over. Ooh, it's looking really good out there. Feels like it's just not as rich as it should be. I almost feel like the exposure is just a little too high, to be honest. I know the camera's telling me something different, but I'm just gonna throw some of these in there. These lower exposure levels. You can definitely make out that cell tower really well right now. Yeah, that. Definitely cleared up, and it's definitely looking way sharper down there on the end. I think I can even see a whole extra utility HUD through the fender system now. Oh yeah, it's definitely clearing up. It's looking good. Ooh, I'm kind of like debating whether or not I should put the Barlow back on there. Don't want to miss this. I guess I'll get a few more. So if anybody's wondering why I'm taking so many pictures, it's because I'm trying to do some detail stacking with it. And I was planning on doing some focus stacking, but to be honest, the foreground looks pretty in focus. I don't think I really have to do too much focus stacking. And I'm not, like, even when I start tweaking the focus, like the foreground's in focus now really well. And the background's a little bit out of focus, but if I just tweak it, just pull it back just a little bit, the background's pretty much in focus as well. So I don't think I really need to do too much focus stacking, to be honest. I'm actually looking at the water tower and trying to get those letters to sharpen up. And that's what I'm trying to gauge my focus on. And it really feels like everything is in focus right there. So I'm not going to do focus stacking. I need to be like recording with the P900 right now too. This is like the clearest it's been so far. In some ways, the P1000 is, it just looks a little clearer. I'm not sure if it actually is, or if it's just a trick of the view screen or what. But I see some sharp edges on that thing, man. Just taking a whole bunch of photos. I'm gonna have too much to look at later. But I don't see any better conditions happening today than we have right now. So yeah, going with it. Change the exposure back. It seems like that's just a little washed out, doesn't it? I guess Miss Right. That's what they say, Miss Right. Okay, I've got both cameras recording. It looks really good over here. Hey Adam, if you're still around, I'm just looking at your messages now. I'm saying it looks sharp now. Yeah, this is as sharp as I think. I mean, this is as sharp as I can get the telescope, and even the water tower is starting to look pretty good. The cell tower looks pretty good. I mean, not sure I can get any sharper than this, to be honest. Looks pretty good. So, yeah, gonna go with that. Just gonna leave it there for a while, get some raw footage that we could stack later. I'd like to do some mean stacking. I think I'll have a better shot with this video footage, just because I'll be able to find frames with less cars, and also clearer footage or clearer frames. I'm going to try and do some mean stacking as well with the. I took a whole bunch of still frames. It's harder to do with still frames because I always seem to have. I can't find cars. You know, I can't find still frames without cars in it. It's just harder to do. It's like I never have enough still frames to actually do a mean stack. But I'll give it a shot. Sure, Adam will be helping me out doing some of this stacking too. Okay, let me go back to. I don't mean to keep ignoring the chat, but I'm really trying to focus on making sure I don't miss any of these shots during this time. It's like peak time right now for photographing. Just making sure that I'm getting as much as I can. I'd rather have way too much than not enough, since this observation is so hard to get back to. It literally costs a lot of money, especially if it's a day where, you know, we get unlucky, which happened last May. I got unlucky. I came up here and it was just like pure haze the entire time I was here. That was frustrating. But I mean, to be expected during May, really. Okay, gonna try and look at the chat while I am letting these record. Crudex asked me if I flipped the camera again today. No, I'm not going to, especially right now. I might do it later. David XP, you are totally correct. I'm not even sure what I'm correct about, but thanks. Yes, conditions are getting better, Tommy. They've gotten a lot better. I haven't looked at the weather data, but I'm pretty sure right now the temperatures are the same. I can just tell by the clarity of the situation. Looks like pretty much the temperatures have equalized finally. Let me go back to my weather buoy and confirm this. So it's 4:23 my time. The last measurement was at 3:54, so about 30 minutes ago. Yeah, these measurements are always about 30 minutes late, and about 30 minutes ago we were within 1.3 degrees. So I'm thinking right now it's probably on the money. I mean, the temperature I can just tell by looking at it that the temperatures have equalized. The turbulence is way down now. Everything just seems calm. The atmosphere seems very calm and clear. I'm getting as many photons as I can possibly get out of it, I do believe. And to be honest, the color looks way better in the P1000, and that footage is going to be interesting. These are both 4K footage that I'm recording, and they both look about the same. So the resolution comparatively of these 4K videos is going to be about the same, whether it's the P9 or P1000 or the Sony. But surprisingly, the P1000's raw output does look clearer and crisper. So I'm just recording as much of that as possible because I could eventually stack that. I'm not exactly sure which one I'll end up stacking, but just looking in the little viewfinder, it looks better than the Sony at the moment. It's because I'm looking through so much. It's just telescope's slower right now. That's the problem. I don't want to bump anything, or else I would just swap over to the P1000 so you can see it, but I don't want to bump anything at the moment. I'm getting a very long video for both of them during this period of time. As a matter of fact, I have a long enough video, I think, with Sony at this point. How long is this video? How long has it been going? Actually, don't know how long it's been going. So, yes. I think I'll stop with the Sony since the P1000 looks so good. I'll stop with the Sony and start taking the still frames with the Sony. You can definitely tell it's getting darker out there. On the Sony at least. And one thing about the P1000, which is pretty cool, is because it has that smaller sensor. The depth of field is just so much better. I mean, everything's in focus. It looks great, actually. Of course, I'm just looking at the small view screens, so it's hard to tell exactly what it's going to look like once it's on the big screen. Adam, anything else you can think of that I should be getting right now besides still frames and video for stacking? Jesse said photogrammetry in process. and the survey of the lakeway buildings is complete per Jesse. Jesse says he thinks he might be able to have the elevation of the window by tonight. That's cool. As the contrast is getting a little higher, it's starting to look pretty cool over there with these with the telescope. Okay, I've got enough with the telescope, I think, still frames wise, to work with. So I'm going to chance it here. Okay, I don't miss my window of opportunity while I do this, but yeah. I'm gonna take this off for a minute. And this video is going like 10 minutes, so I can stop this on the P1000 and switch that over to the live stream. Yeah, the P1000 is looking really good right now. That live stream is looking really good on the P1000. You can definitely see that pole a lot better. I think it's just the color is different. I'm not sure exactly what the difference is. It might be pretty equivalent, to be honest. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these Barlows on there. Now that everything's kind of cleared up a little bit, I'm going to put one of these Barlows on there, and then if I get lucky enough to get enough photographs, I might be able to stack some photos together so that I can get a super res image, which is one of my goals. Actually, my primary goal. And start off with high res, like 42 megapixel images that basically think of it as like a grid of images, and I get a whole bunch of them and have them overlay each other. Then I can put them all together, sharpen them up, you know, get as much detail out of them as possible, and then stitch them all together and downscale them back to 42 megapixels, which is still humongous, and it should ultimately end up with like super sharp image. Now, the question is, do I have the skill to do it? So I'm kind of challenging myself with this because I haven't gone that far into the photo stacking world. I'm just an amateur after all. But let me see if I can make it happen. If not, I'll find somebody that can help me with it and we'll make it happen anyway. Oh my. I'm gonna have to speed this thing way up. It's actually too slow because the turbulence is yeah, crank up the ISO a little bit. It's too slow for a single shot. Yeah. So I'm cranking my ISO up just because it was too slow, so that even the little bit of turbulence that was happening was causing some soft edges, because I was shooting at 1/13. So now I'm back at 1/100th, and it's still got some soft edges. That's a 4,000 ISO. I'm just running out of daylight. That's what's happening. So speed it up just a little bit more. That's pretty good. It's going to be very interesting to see these 42 megapixel images. I can tell you that. See, there's a fairly high amount of magnification going on here, just in the still frames. Try and go to video. I'm actually starting to see some turbulence again. What should be interesting to everyone at this point is that the water tower looks a little higher now. So I've done enough filming the last few days to see the differences in different levels of refraction. Yeah, definitely the water tower is looking higher up. And you're also starting to see the transmission or the communication tower that's down there by the bascule starting to come, starting to become clear, like you can actually see it. So right now is definitely a good time to be photographing. I think you can actually even see the wind turbine. If you look at the top left of the frame there, it looks like that's the wind turbine. That's to the left of the cell tower that I've been pointing out all this time. And that wind turbine's obviously a lot shorter, but the bottom of that wind turbine, which is not visible right now, is about 10 feet off the water, just where the ground level is at the bottom of that turbine. And that's not even there. And there's also buildings underneath the cell tower I've mentioned this a few times. Beneath the cell tower, there's buildings with blue roofs. I think they're blue or green roofs, which are completely under the horizon right now. So yeah, pretty straightforward and obvious here. And so going back to the chat, if you're hanging out with me, let's see. Let me find that water tower, or let me find that the weather buoy I've been looking at all day, telling you about the temperatures. Look at that, the water temperature has actually gotten a little warmer too, and now the air temperature is going back down slightly. So I think we're probably past the peak now. So I'm going to paste into the chat, if I can find it, the link to the weather buoy I've been looking at. It's going to be dark pretty soon. It's 4:45. I'm not sure what time sunset is. Probably around 6ish, 5:30 probably, more like. So we're getting really close to the end of the day here. Conditions are pretty good, and they might be worth checking out on the North Shore. If the air doesn't get too much cooler too quickly. RapidX, I'm not going to invite Flat Earth data onto this. No, sorry. It's not going to happen right now. Unfortunately, I haven't been here to answer everybody's questions, so I'm reading these questions kind of out of sync with when you asked them, and I'm not quite sure what I was looking at. Tommy, that Hangout link that I sent you is still active. You can jump in at any time you want to, man. Simon Grabowski. I have an 8-inch Schmidt Cassegrain telescope, which Kaiser said yesterday it's 200 millimeter. I can't remember exactly if that's true. Let's see. Yeah, about 200 millimeter telescope, and then a P1000. The P1000 is the flat earther's camera of choice, so that's what I've been using. You know, that's what you're seeing right now is the P1000. So, you know, if they want to argue with that, then I guess I got to throw away all their stuff.
Hi again.
Tommy?
Hi.
Hey, Tommy. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good. It's almost midnight here.
Ah.
Hey, I just noticed something about the background in the video there.
Yeah?
What's the difference in height between the P1000 and the other camera?
Let's see. Hold on a second. Let's say, well, I have a tape measure somewhere. I can tell you exactly if you want me to measure.
Not just roughly.
2 feet, roughly.
Yeah. I saw that water tower in the background there.
Mm-hmm.
You have on top of that, on the top of that bulge, or the
Yes.
You see the trees.
Yes.
I rewinded about half an hour, and then the top of that bridge is just in a line with the trees.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier. Is that the water tower is actually much higher than earlier today?
Yeah. So
yeah.
Whenever those guys say it's refraction or whatever, and weather, whatever, that's not enough.
So yeah. So this is
bends.
So this is a very good long-term observation that you can track with the weather data that's in that weather buoy. That's something important that people should take a look at. You can actually tell, you know, how the refraction was being affected by that temperature. It's almost straightforward. It's so straightforward. Just look at it, how the air temperature and water temperature match up versus what you're actually seeing on the screen. The more times that you look at it, the more times that you see this type of stuff, the more observations you make. You see this all the time. You know, you start recognizing these things, and you start getting kind of an intuitive understanding of when you're going to have like looming conditions or sinking conditions and stuff like that. And for the most part, the biggest factor is the ground and air temperature, the homogeny of the atmosphere. You know, the more that the atmosphere is all the same temperature, all the same humidity, and everything's the same, and there's no big gradients or changes in it, the better your seeing conditions are. You know, it just becomes clearer and clearer as the atmosphere and the water temperature, surface temperature really start to match up.
That's the difference between your videos and the others who debunk you. They're boiling with distortions. There's nothing to see but boiling.
Exactly.
It's
yeah.
Horrible.
Right.
I took a couple of screenshots of that observation. Can I show that?
Sure, yeah. Hold on 1 second. Let me share your screen. I gotta get back over there real quick.
And Windows application.
I have so many windows. I can't even figure out where is the Hangout window. Here it is. Okay. All right, I've got you selected, Tommy, so you should be up. And let me get the Hangout on the screen. Hold on 1 second. Okay, the Hangout is on the screen, and I'll flip over to the Hangout. I see black right now, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm just finding this. It went to the wrong folder.
Whoops.
I opened the folder and I found the picture, but where did it go? I want to stop sharing for a little second.
Okay.
I got in quickly, but then now it's another new thing, so I'm just gonna find back to that. There it is. I had a file. Where the hell did that go? I had the options to find the files, but what window was that? There's a video, and why isn't it finding that map file yet? I'm sorry to be your lab rat, but this is.
It's all right. Take your time. I just have it on the stream right now until you figure it out, so it's fine.
Just hide me down in the corner or something.
Oh no, I'm putting you main right in the middle.
I'm nothing to look at.
All right.
I just had the file here. What?
All right, I'm going to try and read some more of the chat while I'm.
Yeah.
Dang Joe says sadly it takes time for heat to travel into the water, so to speak. So I guess it makes sense that the water is still warming a bit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, water has a higher specific heat capacity, but does it have like a... Maybe it's leaching the temperature out of the, or maybe it's leaching it out of the. No, because the atmosphere is colder. I don't know. I don't know why it would still be increasing. I mean, the sun's still here, but it's lower down. It could just be. Yeah, it could just be that sun's still beating on it. I mean, it's still gaining a little bit of energy from it. But as soon as the sun goes down, though, the water temperature will start to drop again. Just the question is, can we get the air and the water to play nice? Last night, we had huge interior mirages, like New Orleans was basically like floating. It was pretty awesome. Random Magnum says, soundly, if you're in Louisiana... Whoop, you disappeared. I hate the way this chat works. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
I just uploaded the picture to the Hangouts. I don't know if you get them there.
Okay, I'll take a look at it in 1 second. I want to go back to this chat real quick.
Yeah.
I totally missed. It reloaded and like now there's. Here it is, Random Magnum. If you're in Louisiana, be sure to treat yourself to some Cajun cuisine. I do quite often. I live in Louisiana, Baton Rouge. Lafayette's probably one of the best places for Cajun. With some good soul food. And some gumbo or pretty much anything. I mean, we have Cajun down in New Orleans too, but a lot of good food around here. It's definitely a trip to New Orleans is definitely something worth doing if you haven't ever been before. It's a different type of city. It's interesting, I should say.
Yeah.
They're very.
I watched
cultural.
those barbecue series. Damn, I get hungry. Oh,
Yes.
they have those ribs lying there for 4 or 5 hours. So, oh.
Yes, we do have good barbecue. Timmy wants to know when I'm planning the SLC trip. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to think about it. I don't know exactly when. Zep Teppy says, Soundly, when do you have the data from the GPS ready? That's going to be a Jesse Kozlowski question. He's doing his own observations. He usually just kind of gets it all together and shares it with us, and we'll probably end up having to hang out at some point. He did say that he's going to figure out the height of my window, most likely, before we get out of here. So, hopefully that's the truth. Who else? David XP, did I hear you correctly? Is Jesse doing photogrammetry of the bridge? I'm not exactly sure what he's doing the photogrammetry of. He did mention photogrammetry, yes. Requiem for a Dream. Grandpa Sally must be holding the camera again. Yeah, I mean, I wish I had two computer-driven mounts, or computer-driven mounts, essentially, where I can just nice and fine-tune tweak it, but I don't. I have a tripod and a computer-driven mount. The computer-driven mount has to hold the telescope for now, so that's just where I'm at. Got to deal with it. Soundly, Slidell Water Tower. No, that's Mandeville. I mean, that's Mandeville's water tower on St. Anne Street. That's what that is we're seeing.
I thought it was a balloon for the next satellite launch.
It's the next, yeah. It's the next Sata balloon. Balloonalite. Sataloon. Nathan Grant and Soundly, look at that compressed, skewed view. That hump in the bridge proves this is fake. Validation boy, you cannot be serious. How can you possibly think this is fake whenever I'm zooming in and out? I mean, with a P1000, come on, dude. I've already shown like a whole bunch of surrounding area and everything. Like, you can't be serious right now.
How long? How long would you say that the biggest hump was? 1 mile long? Just a hump?
Yeah, I'd say that hump is probably. Oh man, I didn't realize. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go back to the main video so I can see what my focal length is. Turned the digital on for somebody yesterday, and now it irritates me. I don't want the digital zoom.
Yeah, I saw that one. I commented that it just could find a magnifying glass for his screen. Just just the same.
Exactly. It's interesting whenever I zoom out and back in, it actually changes the focus, even though it's in manual focus. It's really bizarre.
Mm.
Right now, it's so clear right now. It's unbelievably clear right now. This is some really good seeing conditions.
I just don't understand why they say water rises because of perspective. Why doesn't it rise all over to the other side? It should rise all over, not just stop halfway and go down.
You can't make sense out of their nonsense.
Yeah, if it's, that hump again, if that is 1 mile long and you see the width of it, 2 lanes wide or something, it's wider than it's long in this picture, in this image. That's compression.
Yeah, it's just perspective. I mean, it's really all it is, just perspective. There's nothing magical about it. It's just how geometry works. You can prove it to yourself by just drawing some simple lines on a graph. It's really that simple. I mean, I just don't want to for some reason. I'm gonna have way too many photographs to look at now. Okay, let's go back to what you were trying to show me, Tommy.
Yeah, 2 pictures in the Hangout. I couldn't figure out how to get them on screen. It just went to the folder and not to the pictures.
Hold on. No, I'm looking at the wrong window here. Let's see, where is it? Oh, Tim Osmond wants to come on. Yeah, absolutely, Tim. I'll shoot you a link. Let me get that real quick. And get Tim in here.
Can I just ask the Flat Earth Victoria Canada question? You just posted a link with a infrared video. What's the properties of infrared light opposite to normal light? What makes infrared light goes further?
Okay, just for the sake of kind of time stamping where we are with the stream, I'm actually going to stop the stream and restart it. I think it's been going for 2.5 hours, but we're in some really good scene conditions right now, and I want to kind of have a natural barrier, so I'm going to stop the stream and restart it. I wish there was a way to do that. Just say split the stream here. But we'll be right back, guys. Hold on a second.